Whether for you it's Anakin's, Luke's or Rey's lightsaber, today I'm going to show you how I made one of the most iconic lightsabers in Star Wars out of cardboard. I started off with a sturdy cardboard tube which will be the base for the lightsaber, before cutting it down to 10.5 inches long. Unfortunately for me, the tube I'm using is a bit too thin, so I rolled and attached a few sheets of card to build up the thickness until it was roughly 1.5 inches wide. Next, I measured out 1.5 inches down from the top, marked out the halfway points, and rounded off the corners. This is to create the curved emitter section at the top of the lightsaber, and when I was happy I very carefully cut it out. Then taking a regular cardboard tube, I cut it up the middle and then cut it down to size about 2 inches long, before rolling it up, securing it in place, and fitting it snugly within the emitter. For the two rectangular pieces that sit just below the emitter, I used some strong cardboard to make 2-inch long pieces. I used some scissors to round them off at one end, and then attached them in place using a hot glue gun. Now we can turn our attention to the lower half of the lightsaber. The first thing I did was measure the size of the handle, and then used some card to cut out 6 thin strips that will run along the bottom to create the grip, followed by 6 even thinner strips that will be stuck onto the pieces I just made. Then all I needed to do was attach them together and glue them all in place. The midsection starts out as a 2-inch tall piece of cardboard from another tube, before getting glued and wrapped around the middle just above the grip. If you want to remove the seam to make it a little bit neater, all you need to do is carefully use a scalpel to even it out, and then sand it smooth. To recreate the checkered pattern that runs around the midsection of the handle, I cut dozens of tiny squares and painstakingly attached them in rows onto a strip of card. Then all that was left to do was attach it in place. For the activation switch, I made a simple little cardboard box, drawing out the size I wanted it to be, and then adding an extra centimetre in length on each side to create the edges. I cut the corners, used a ruler to fold the edges, and when you've glued it all together, attach it in place. I also very quickly made the little side switch which is attached to the activator. And then I used the remainder of one of the many tubes I've used to make 2 more of the little switches and dials that sit around the top, cutting them to size and gluing them in place. First the front one, and then the second one on the back. All that's left to do now is the details. Using reference images, I drew out 2 little circles under the tip, and very carefully cut them out with a scalpel. before finally using a hot glue gun to create all the little details and screws. When you're happy with your lightsaber, give it a spray with primer. Carefully sand down any discrepancies you can see using a fine grit sandpaper. And then paint or spray with a coat of chrome silver paint to get a really shiny metallic finish. Then the last thing to do is to paint on the details and add any weathering. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think or if you end up making this for yourself down in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy today's video, check out my models and props playlist for more projects and crafts just like this. Please like and subscribe to support the channel, it really would be greatly appreciated. Leave any suggestions for future model or prop videos that you'd like to see down in the comments. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.